When the whole world was dragged into World War III, brave men like my father fought on the front lines. And they weren't alone. That was 20 years ago. Now it's up to us to carry on their legacy. And every so often, the earth from which we come gives way for something new, something greater to be born, and with them, even greater threats to face. Bring it on! Phenomenova. For you, Dad. For you. I just want it to be like the Crusader Corps. Like my father. I thought with my new powers I could be. But I failed. I let everyone down. I got people hurt. I just wanted to make the world a better place. And instead I made things worse. But now I have the chance to make things right with the help of one of the Crusader Corps. The Phoenix Senshi. And I will. I have to. Whatever it takes. I will find that spark again.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
Someone says, what's the future? Vaughn Coleman.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
This better? This better? For all I know, I could have given you guys the secrets of the universe. Now you'll never know. You'll never know. That's the kind of professionalism you could expect from my YouTube channel. Okay. So, yeah, no, I mean, I've been working, man. It's been great. A lot of the busy work, a lot of talent wrangling. So no, I'm this is basically what I was saying. I didn't actually say anything that important. But it's been a lot of work. Issue 3 is coming along. I just sent a payment to my artist. We are 5 pages into pencils and inks. It's going to be 43 pages for issue 3. And my goal is, because the goal, people have been, having discussions about the point of crowdfunding, and I would say that depends on the individual. For me, it's to fund the production. The book, I want the book to exist. Here's what I need for it to exist. And that sort of thing. So just know that with my goals, basically, I'm going to have goals be FMC and Kickstarter. Yeah, my standard, I decided, is going to be 24 to 28. So I set the standard. I have issue 1, which was always meant to be giant. And then issue 2 is I step my standard kind of. I think I'm going to go 28, though, a punch beyond. And then I immediately break my standard by jumping to 43 because Phenomenova issue 3, I'm introducing so many new characters. Finally, the title team Phenomenova is here. Finally, we're going to get answers to so many questions and raise more questions. But we're going to have a story, beginning, middle, and end. It's going to be my most exciting. I'm so excited for this issue. Now, some things, some good and bad news. So good news is, all right, so I'll start with the bad news. So due to because I really wanted to get the crowdfunding campaigns moving because I don't want to slow down production at all. We're moving at a decent pace, which means I want to fund fast, which means I want to launch soon. So it's going to be a hectic bunch of days doing behind the scenes stuff. Plus I've got, job stuff with my day to day. So, and, stuff going on in my life. So, but I'm working like crazy. And one of the things I want you guys to know is, unfortunately, just because it's deadlines, because he's been so busy, Vika and Marion is not going to be able to do the Kickstarter cover for this campaign. But he will. I'm hoping to have him draw a cover for issue 4. So who's going to do the Kickstarter cover? Your boy Per Berg Narwhal is going to be doing the Kickstarter cover. I was just talking to him. So that's what you can expect. So there are going to be a total of 6 covers, actually, which is more than I expected. I'm probably going to do less going forward, but this is going to be a pretty important issue. A lot of first appearances, including the first appearance of the title team. It's also a pretty good issue. I'm not just going to – I'm very, very, very proud of my writing in this one. I think it's going to be my best one yet. Well, I mean, of course, I've only done 2 issues, but I think this is my best. And I'm excited. I'm really excited. But let me just say hi to all you in the chat. Sergeant Garatina, how you doing, man? Evelyn Music, what's up? Doug209 said, wow. Oh, I guess that was because I was, yeah. Master Hobo, yeah. Did I steal? No, Paris done with Mark Millar, at least for now. I mean, maybe they'll do more. Vatican City has what a crazy ride. What a crazy, 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 crazy ride. Just nuts, man. I wish it was more than 3 issues, though. I really do. I think everyone who's following you is super efficient. That's good. I'm glad. Now, if you guys back day 1, that would take a lot of weight off my chest, off my back. So here's my plan. Fund My Comic I'm gonna launch there first. And the reason why I went back and forth, 1, it's because I've done there before. I've had good success there. And 2, they take a smaller percentage. 3, it's because the fund goes right to you, right? The money goes right to you. Kickstarter doesn't deliver your money until 2 weeks after the campaign. So if I'm going for 30 days on Kickstarter, right? That's over 4 weeks, okay? Then you add 2 weeks to that. That is 6 weeks. That's 6 weeks where my artists wouldn't be able to work because they wouldn't be getting paid. That's not okay with me. So I'm like, here's my plan. My plan is this. My plan is to raise whatever, I've already put some of my own money, company money into, a lot of it into starting up. And then I'm going to crowdfund enough for those 6 weeks, probably a little more to be safe and include shipping and stuff like that on FMC. And then whatever else needs to be funded will be built into the Kickstarter goal based on how much. So if we overshoot on FMC, great. If not, oh well. But that is my plan. That is my plan. And also for the Kickstarter, this is important. For the Kickstarter, there are secret tiers, which is another reason why I wanted to launch their second, because FMC, to my knowledge, doesn't. Well, actually, they do have codes, but so maybe I'll keep that in mind for the future. But FMC, you will be getting a secret tier, basically giving you the option to back it, without paying shipping if you want that extra Pearberg Narwhal cover. So make sure to sign up for the Kickstarter. Your work ethic is inspiring. Thanks, Hayden. Same to you, brother. Same to you. Sorry we couldn't see each other in LA. How's it going? Yeah, so I'm gonna make sure you guys are signed up for that Kickstarter if you are not already, because again, you will have that Narwhal cover. And then if you're on my email list, also make sure you're following me on Global Comics. That'd be a big help. Yeah, that's what I've got going. And I also want to say another reason why I want to go forward is this. I've got a few other things. So Adriana wants to do, I don't want to talk too much in depth, but she wants to work on something. And I plan on doing like fill-in issue. I don't want to say like not as in filler, but as in like, I want to be able to switch artists, but I think for the first 8 issues, I'm trying to keep with the same artist. And then after that, I'll move around. But she wants to work on something. And so I'm like, well, I could do an origin story. So I'm going to have Adriana, I think, working on an origin story. I haven't outlined for it yet, but I wanted her to do this art first. But yeah, I think I might have her do an origin story for me. So that's something that I'm also considering working on. And if you are a fan of mine, you know, Theo Snodgrass and I want to do a book called I Can Fix Her. Now, here's the thing. Phenomenova, I don't want to take any of the money away from Phenomenova, which means this would have to be separate. So I Can Fix Her is about a demon hunter who has an ex-demon big titty goth GF who is not like other demons. She's half demon, but she's not like other demons. She's different. He can fix her, or can he? You'll have to read the story to find out. Mayor, yeah. So make sure you guys are signed up for the Rebel Oasis, because that's going to be published into Rebel Oasis. Here's how it's going to work, because I have someone that's willing to fund a certain amount of money, and then we have to pay him back with a certain percentage. You know, so we could get started on that. We need to find the right artist who can draw well, who's within our price range. And I think speaking English would be good. Listen, man, that's who she is. I just think that that's the I Can Fix Her type. We were going through, because there's certain red flags where it's like unappealing, right? Like where it's like, but we want it, she needs to be hot because it's a visual medium. But there needs to be red flags, you know. So yeah, this is gonna be a fun one. We already wrote the script, but we're both piss broke. That it would be, I Can Fix Her would be a moneymaker, but what I want to do is if I raise a lot with Phenomenova in a short amount of time, then that's really good and shows that I can keep the momentum going. But if not, I'm gonna have to slow down and say, hey, listen, I don't have time. So that's why having a strong launch would be really good, you know, like, because the better I do at the gate, I'm just taking that money and I'm throwing it to my artists and my production costs and blah, 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 blah. That's my whole plan, is to pay for all of that stuff. And then if I'm lucky, there's leftover money that I could put towards issue 4 or whatever. Yeah, please do. Please like and share the stream. Thank you so much. Yeah. So I Can Fix Her would basically, I know a lot of people are like hesitant because if you're running multiple campaigns, it's like, are you not doing the other? These are both written. Phenomenal issue 3, I just need the money. And obviously there's like some manual tasks, whatever, but really, I think I could just, if I have what I have, I could really just get that out there and get on the next thing, because I have a couple of things that I want to do. Now, another thing I want to do is I'm doing Reapers in Pursuit with Allie. How's it going? Allie is doing that. I guess Lady Allie Books. We're doing this story collection, which is really exciting. It's really, really exciting. I think I've done some of the best work of my I've ever written here. So I've been writing like crazy this year, and I wrote 4 short stories this year for that. And I've wrote one I wrote in college, and then one I wrote towards the end of last year. Reapers in Pursuit short story collection, and then I got into reading a ton of Lovecraft stuff like after that. So I'm gonna put it off because I've already put too much work on myself, but I would like to write something Lovecraft related in the future. But for now, if you like horror short stories, I got you covered. One of them will introduce will be set in the Phenomenova universe and will feature an anti-hero who I have art of, but I can't show it off yet. But my goals are this. Ready? Step 1, Phenomenova issue 3, launch it. And then if we clear everything, because I've been writing like crazy and now we're building up to the promotion phase, which I miss writing already. I haven't been writing that much, although I wrote a little bit the other day. But it's like, once you're in promo brain, it's like, no. Because I was on a streak. I was writing script after script after script after script for so long. And now I'm kind of like in the now I got to sell stuff, you know. But okay, so we've got Phenomenova issue 3, fund that. And then my plan is to move right into Reapers in Pursuit, fund that. Then possibly during that time, depending on how well Phenomenova issue 3 does, I'm going to say this. If it hits 20K within like a month or two, which I really want it to, but we'll see. I Can Fix There's like set in stone. It's going. Like if we hit 20K within a month or so, like 30 days or 30 plus, you know, whatever. Like if by the time the Kickstarter and FMC funding periods close out, if we hit 20K across both those campaigns, I Can Fix There's, we're doing it for sure. Also, you're going to get a print. That's the thing. I was giving you guys too many rewards because I was like, this will help. This will help fund the campaign. And I gave you guys too many rewards. The first 2 issues built up a lot of goodwill in me. May have been a dent on my my profits. But look, here's the thing. It's weird. A horror story in Phenomenova, very interesting. Yeah, so I'll tell you a little bit about that horror story. So that horror story would follow. I always thought it'd be cool. You know, like imagine you're one of the thugs in the Arkham games that's getting taken out. No, I agree, but they need to be higher up, is my point. They were too low. Like I'm making at the day 1 backers get something, and then also at the 20K goal, there will be a print, and then from there on, if people like after 20K, I'll start adding more goals, but let's do 20K. Yeah, so it's like imagine it's a group of criminals that are being hunted by this violent anti-hero who's got like a mythic presence in the Phenomenova universe. Is basically the premise of it. Like they're being hunted. But well, bro, issue 1 come with all the awards. I was about to how much you put into that. Yeah, but no, it was great. It was great. Good stuff. But yeah, those are my plans. So Phenomenova issue 3, funnel into Reapers in Pursuit, which will have 6 short stories by me, a Bat Sauce story, Allie's stories, some others that I will tell you about. We'll announce it. But some of my best writing I've ever done. Also in Reapers in Pursuit is, so my buddy Bobby read one of my short stories. I just sent it to him. I was like, what do you think? And he's like, dude, I love this. I'm already drawing out something. Let's do something with art. I'm like, okay. He's like, I'll get paid after the campaign. So I'm like, why not? So I will be doing stuff with some of those short stories as well. And one of those short stories, you know, I when I was doing I Can Fix Her, I came up with like, sometimes when I'm writing a story, I think it could go this way, it could go this way, it could go this way. And I was writing one of my Reapers in Pursuit stories, which was about a succubus. And then I just thought of the phrase I Can Fix Her offhand. And I go, let me reach out to Theo. I'm not even going to come up with any plot for I Can Fix Her. I'm just going to say, Theo, here's a name. Let's meet. Let's come up with an idea for a comic. And we came up with an idea based on just the name I Can Fix Her. And one of the other ideas was for a Bad Girl book. So that writing session that night, yeah, I didn't get a ton done on the idea I wanted to, but it splintered off. Actually, yeah, you know what I did? It splintered off into 2 other ideas that I'm working with. So there's an idea for a bad girl book that I decided to write an outline for an issue 1 for. And then I was like, you know what? Why don't I write a short story? Because I can't afford an artist right now. So why don't I write a short story with this bad girl character? And then if people like her enough, then I'll make a comic of it. So that is 2 stories in Reapers in Pursuit that tie into comics that I would want to work on. So a bad girl book, like a almost like a Vampirella-esque. I describe this character as like Vampirella almost meets like kind of the Punisher a little bit. It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain. But that it's a character that I was like, you know what? Everyone's always like, oh, these titty books are just dumb. They're bad. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna make one that's I'm gonna bring my best to the writing. And I'm really proud of some of the writing I wrote on that. So we'll see. But those are 2 of the stories. And I wrote 1 in college. I wrote a poem, and then I wrote 3 others. And there is Reddit r/NoSleep has a big horror community. There's some great stuff on there. I do plan on releasing 2 of the stories on there. 1 I wrote specifically for that. It's going to be released in 3 parts. And then another I wrote, and I'm like, yeah, I could do it. Because the prompt on r/NoSleep has to be, you have to be in character writing from a perspective of, oh, you're posting something online and to just write a story. So I wrote one of those that way. And I was like, oh, I'll just write a quick one before I go on vacation with my friends. And then it ended up taking like days and I didn't even finish it. And then I spent the whole week thinking on it. So yeah, that's that. So like I said, a lot of stuff's cooking up in Coleman's kitchen. All right, guys. But what I need is to keep focusing and putting the content out there, because you're going to be getting a lot from me by the end of the year, especially if I fund well. If I have to spend more time campaigning, I will, because I'm going to put this Phenomenova issue 3 is like very important to me. But if I'm going to spend more time campaigning, I'm going to spend more time campaigning. You know? But I'd rather capture the funds right away. I understand that's another thing I do want to talk about when it comes to longer running campaigns that I've noticed. If people think, oh, the book's going to be done anyway, why would they spend money early on? So I want to make it clear, like by backing it early, you are helping me make this book a reality. And then from there, you know, if anyone else wants to trickle in, that's fine. But I really would need it, you know, right out the gate. So, yeah, maybe I do. So, okay. What do I got here? So we've got, for Phenomenova issue 3, we're going to have 6 covers. We're going to have the main cover. Hold on. I should have pulled this all up. That's my bad. I have a folder. My folder is so goddamn disorganized, dude. It's so bad. All right. We have the main cover right here. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. I was almost about to show my interior pages. I'm not allowed. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to show you guys a sample of something. All right. I don't know why it's lit like that when I'm sharing my screen. It's got a weird lighting on it, but it doesn't look like that normally. It looks cooler than that. This is, you know, I'm just going to share it on Twitter. Why don't I just pull up my Twitter? I tweeted him. All right. I'm just going to do it that way. I do have a launch date. Yeah. Okay. So I guess this is the thing. It's always someone's first time seeing it. That's why I have to remember repetition. Because, you know, I'd love to just announce something and be done with it. But Phenomenova issue 3 launches on July 21st. It's going to be on my channel. Make sure you guys do that. Make sure you guys do that. So, yeah, Phenomenova issue 3 will launch on July 21st. If for some reason something were to come up, I would have to change dates and let you know. But Monday, July 21st, 8 p.m. is when I planned on launching it. Start the week off strong. God damn it. Where is it? All right, right here. Of course, we've got the main cover for Phenomenova Issue 3 right here, which is done by, of course, the same team as the last two covers. Jesse Hagee as the colorist, Philip Cruz as the penciler, inker, and we've got, of course, the letters by George Medina. Great stuff here. And what's cool about it, so Jesse did the interior colors for issue 1, but he couldn't do the colors because of a deadline issue for issue 2, but he's back doing the interior colors for issue 3. Very exciting stuff. Next up, we've got the Adriana Brown cover, the first cover, but I remember her doing a bunch of different samples of different colors, and this ended up being my favorite. She was great with revisions and everything. This is the one we're going with for the Vivacity cover. Now, Adriana Brown was actually the original artist, going to be the original artist back when it was called Living Legends. That changed, and she ended up being busy, but then she came back, and I was like, all right, cool. Well, we're debuting. I thought I'd read some Phenomenova on Global Comics. I watched the stream. Awesome. Yeah, there will be digital rewards as well for those that prefer that. But yeah, so one of the things here is you do see this cover is colorful. So this character, she had designed very early on, Vivacity. And then she's more available now suddenly that she's showing up. It's perfect timing. She ended up being more available. And now I'm like, great, let's do this cover. And then she did another version. So there's going to be two, because I'm like, there were multiple colors. And I was like, you know what? Why not? Why not? So there we are. So both of those will be available right out the gate. That will be a lot of fun. And then with Bobby's cover, we were going back and forth on colors. It was a pain. We went through a few colors, but we ultimately decided, you know what? Let's just leave it black and white. And we were like, you know what? Let's just leave it logoless. So this cover, the Estrella cover by Bobby, is going to look like this. You know, not going to be colored. It's going to be a virgin cover. So make sure that you guys get this one as well. So that is 4 of the covers. That's 4 covers done. Now we have 2 more we're waiting on. One, because I wanted a cover with all the villains. There were a lot of people that were like, I can do it. Actually, I can't. Actually, I can because of deadlines. And then they ended up being behind on deadlines. So they should have all, I was hoping they'd be done. But Zach, my buddy Zachary Marois, is doing a cover that I've just seen the layout. And it's so cool. It's going to have all the villains, the Stormbearers on it, and 2 of the heroes. And it's going to be something really special. And then Pearberg, I gave him my script and I just had him read it. And I said, come up with something, based on this. And he comes up with something. I'm like, dude, that's awesome. That's so cool. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm really, really, really excited for what I've got. Man, this is great. So, yeah. And then, reminder, because we didn't get the 20K stretch goal at the last campaign, or 10K goal at the last campaign, reminder, all day one backers will get this trading card with Art of the Phoenix Senshi by Julia Lenahan, Jules. So make sure that you guys back on day one if you want a trading card with this art for free. So that is another reason to back early. Free stuff. Come on, guys. You know you want it. Move on. Issue 3 about. Phenomenova Issue 3 follows. So Phenomenova Issue 3, if you've read the first 2 issues, Phenomenova, we start with Galvanite. He strikes on his own to become a superhero. He fails to stop a heist at a reactor. Now he's training to be part of a team, but we haven't seen the team yet. In issue 2, we see Estrella scan some memories from Galvanite or Miles before she heads out to investigate the reactor. Well, issue 3 continues off of that. We jump back and forth in time. I do a lot of interesting stuff with memories and that sort of thing. So what happened? Well, we know that at the end of issue 1, spoiler alert for issue 1, spoiler alert for issue 2. In issue 1, we see Miles is frozen in ice, and he blacks out the heist, and we're told essentially that he was rescued from the mission. He was extracted by this team, Phenomenova, and Estrella is going to continue thing. And we know that one of these characters right here, you're now seeing her, Claire Calvinson, Detective Calvinson's daughter, aka Vivacity, was injured. You were told about that. These two we don't know anything about yet. It is Force and Thermo. You guys don't know anything about. This is Army right here. And basically what we're learning is what happened in that gap. So what happened? How did Miles get saved? How did Vivacity get injured? How did the Stormbearers get into the reactor? What were they stealing? What was the point of their reactor heist? All of these questions and more will be answered as we introduced Dark Cloud. We saw Dark Cloud and a few of the Cloud Troopers that were part of the Stormbearers. But we didn't see the rest of the team. We didn't see how they got into the reactor. We didn't see, so much. And a lot of these questions are going to be answered in issue 3. We're going to see some really cool action as Estrella, who can absorb the memories of her environment, kind of starts to piece things together and figure out what happened. How did the doctor get injured? We know that the doctor who Miles rescued ended up being hospitalized as well shortly after he went into a coma. How did that happen? All of these questions we're going to start answering in issue 3 while having some really cool superhero action and introducing some new characters. So this is really the culmination of a lot of the buildup and a lot of the questions we've been asking, So basically, we're following her as she pieces it together. Phenomenova. They drop in and try and stop the Stormbearers shortly after Miles is taken out. Now, if you go back and read issues 1 and 2, I drop a lot of hints to things. Like there's a part where they're talking at the end of issue 1 where, Captain Calvinson, who's the brother of Detective Calvinson, says, "Hey, where's your daughter's team?" They go, "Prepping for takeoff now." And then Miles runs in. So we know that by the time they arrive, Miles has already entered the reactor and has been taken out. So what happened after that? What happened prior to that point? What happened after that point? All of these things. It is and it isn't. That's the thing. So this is why it was a really kind of difficult in some ways, but really fun and experimental issue for me, right? Why do I look like I'm in the desert? What the hell? You seeing this? Look like I'm in the goddamn desert. Anyway, it's so, well, kind of, because it does pick up where issue 2 left off, right? You do see a small bit of Miles in this issue. Not a ton. He's not the central focus. Hence why he's not on any of the covers. But you see a little bit of Miles, right? But mainly what we're doing is we're following Estrella, who's taken Miles' memories and is now going back in time and reliving. So in a sense, it functions as a prequel, but also she's taken those memories from the past and reinserting them back into the present to continue the investigation. You know what I mean? So we're jumping back and forth through time, through different locations, different characters' perspectives. I think it's some of my best writing yet, because you have to do that in a way while making it seem focused. But so is it a prequel? I don't know. I don't think so. Because the primary action, if we're being technical, would be the investigation, which the investigation takes place after. Even though most of the page count is in the flashbacks, though. Most of the page count is in what happened at the reactor. So I don't know if that qualifies as a prequel. I'm not sure, but all I know is that I'm very happy with this issue. That's what I could tell you. I'm very happy with it. And yeah. So those are the things I've got going. So again, July 21st, mark your calendars. Tell everyone you know. I'm going to make a post about it. And then Pear's asking me a question, a creative question. Yeah. I mean, what else do you want to talk about? Hold on 1 second. Pear is asking for some references. Hold on a second. I'm gonna help my boy Pear Berg out. All right, 1 second. Sorry, I'm just sending him some stuff. Okay. Man, because I have to just keep posting the same thing over and over and over and over again. So it's like I have to scroll through here and just find these references. But yeah, I mean, let me know if you guys have any questions about the issues so far. If I was clear and everything, like I said, Phenomenova Issue 3. Then we're going to go to Reapers in Pursuit. We're going to crowdfund that. The book is going to be done. Reapers in Pursuit will be a faster turnaround time than Phenomenova Issue 3. Issue 3 is going to be out if everything goes well. If we fund fast, if everything goes well, that will be out by the end of the year. If everything goes well with Reapers in Pursuit, that will also be out by the end of the year. So fingers crossed on both of those. Honestly, I Can Fix Her is like a bonus project, but I Can Fix Her would be out probably latest if we got it funded as early as if we get Phenomenova Issue 3 funded. That could also mean that I Can Fix Her might even be out by the beginning of next year. So we will see, but definitely Phenomenova Issue 3. As long as everything funds fast, will come out by the end of the year. And Reapers in Pursuit will come out by the end of the year as well, because those stories are all written. Now we're just basically putting the pieces together and then printing it and then shipping it. So, and crowdfunding it. So that is it. Thank you so much. How many pages would I Can Fix Her be? So our current draft has 33 pages. So, we looked because he was like, you could do it cheap. I'm like, I mean, that still costs money, you know? All right, hold on. Got to find the Rainy cover because that has... Fuck. Where's the cover? Here we go. All right, there we go. Easy. Yeah, she just added some drones on my cover, and now I use them a lot. And now they're about to be on the yet another cover. I accidentally revealed something, but Bear was asking for reference to the drones, so they're going to be prominently featured in issue 3. Yeah, so these little things, that's one of the other things too. Sometimes just let your artist do your thing, like even a cover artist, because you might end up using it for the actual book. So that is very, very, very exciting. Really fun stuff, man. I'm so happy for this, dude. You want me to join? If you want to, up to you, John. X-Men comics, this issue Phenomenova is new. What X-Men comics? Did I say something? No, well, who's to say? Hang on, I Can Fix Her. Do you guys think he will fix her in the end of it? Do you? Who knows? Who knows? Who's to say? Who's to say? It feels weird, really, because I just haven't been streaming as much. But you know what? I like you guys. I'm going to share a little something on stream. If it could just fucking load. Yeah. For those of you that are here, I'm going to show you guys. You want to see what the Storm Bearers look like in black and white? It's not going to be on Twitter yet. I'm just going to show you on stream. Ready? Here's the double page spread from issue 3. Check this out, guys. Hold on. Let me make myself small so you can really see it. Oh, nope. There we go. The Stormbearers, ladies and gentlemen. Check them out. You're going to get one cover with all of them. Because I'm like, God damn it, there's going to be at least one cover with all of them on it. I mean, not all the thugs are going to be on the cover, but even the Cloud Troopers all have names. There we go. We've got Dark Cloud, front and center. Then to his left, oh, it should have been right because he's a right-hand man. Whatever. To his left, we have Thunderclap. Then we have Master Metallo. And then we have Brute on the right, an army. And then we also have 3 of the thugs we saw in issue 1, which are Fog, Vapor, and Puff. They're always cloud-related names, all the other. Because you also have Nimbus, Stratus, and Misty. Misty is the female that are debuting this issue. And then, of course, you have Dark Cloud's drones. But hold on, there's a portal behind them. Who could have created that portal? Is that yet another character? We will have to see. Yeah, perhaps a stretch goal. Perhaps a stretch goal. Oh, you know what? Yeah, actually, maybe I'll do that. I'll have that as a mini print. In addition to another one. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Do you guys like trading cards or mini prints more? Because I'm definitely going to do mini prints with this, but I'm also willing to, if we get past, we'd have to get past 20K for me to do trading cards of some of these characters. But if we pass 20K, I'll start like, what do you guys want? Who you want to see a trading card of? Blah, blah, blah. That would be fun. That'd be really, really, really fun. I was so happy when I saw this, dude. Yeah, it was kind of like when I was realizing the scale of the heist, I was like, Dark Cloud's not enough. I had known Dark Cloud and Thunderclap were going to be there, and I was like, how many people do I need on this heist? And I kept scaling up the heist because I was like, well, what are they stealing? They're stealing this. And I'm like, well, they're going to need this, 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 and this. And I started coming up with characters based on abilities to add to the team of villains that I already had. And it was great. Scarlet Witch. You see Scarlet Witch. Oh, no. What? Because Master Metallo? Yeah, man. This is... I'm so excited for you guys to get this. I'm really excited. So, yeah, definitely show up for launch. I know I haven't been streaming as much. I've just been so busy working, guys. Like, so many ideas I got to get out there. It's just... You know, but it's been great. Who's the pointy guy? Master Metallo. Oh, you know what? I'll hold this up a little longer. It seems like I put it away too fast. This is Master Metallo, the pointy. So he can graft. What's going on, Vagabond? So Master Metallo can like liquefy and like change up metal. So he could mold his armor and change it in real time. He's given himself a crown. He has been around since World War III, and he can basically manipulate metal to his will. I don't know if metal kinesis, what it would be like. He could bend it around him, not at the level that Magneto can, but more like just bending it, you know. So that is who Master Metallo is. He is Russian. He was on the enemy side in World War III. How's it going? Yeah, I'm showing this off. This is currently in the process of getting colored. So I'm excited to see what these characters look like colored. I'm very excited for this. Like I said, also, another reason you should get this, key issue. First appearance of Phenomenova as a team. First appearance of Force, Thermo, and Vivacity. First appearance of Thunderclap, Brute, Army, Master Metallo, Misty, Nimbus, and Stratus, as well as some others. Trading cards. Yeah, I do want to do trading cards. I will do a trading card, but for now we need to get the damn book So the mini print, I'm going to do the mini print, and then I'll have people decide on what that stretch goal should be, you know, if it should be or not, like who you'd want as a trading card. You know what? Actually, I'll just ask you, of all the characters in Phenomenova so far, because we've had 5. We'll have our 5th trading card. For our 6th trading card, who do you want to own a trading card of? Give me some characters you want. Let me know if you guys have read the first 2 issues. Reminder, by the way, that you can read it on Global Comics. If you're like, I don't know, I don't want to spend money to get it right away, blah, blah, blah. You don't have an excuse, because you can go ahead and read the first 10 pages for free on Global Comics. And hey, you could also just spend $5 and get it digitally. You know, so it's really, it's really easy for that stuff. So make sure you guys do that. We need more villain trading cards. Okay, so do you guys, because we have Estrella, we could do Senshi, but in the present, because the one we have right now is World War III. We have Miles in his training uniform. Thunderclap, Master Metalla, Brute, Army. You could do trading cards of Force, trading cards of Estrella, trading cards of Vivacity, trading card of Thermo. There's a bunch of options. Or someone from the first 2 issues you want a trading card of. We got tons of options. Tons of options. Just let me know. What do you want to see? And I will make it happen. Hold on. Someone just said something. Yeah, well, some of it on Global Comics. Okay, I wasn't able to read all of it, but Vin, if you're watching, dude, you could buy the PDF straight off of Global Comics. If you're like, oh, I don't know if I want physical, or you could link off to the physical site from Global Comics. You know, I make it. Yeah, Brute would be cool. Well, I'll have to have people vote, but it sounds to me like not a lot of people are chiming in right now, which is perfectly fine. It's earlier in the day, but how's everything going otherwise? I was at, by the way, I never really recapped Garden State Comic Fest. It was a really good show, a lot of fun. Got to meet a few backers, but mostly was getting new people, which is always great. Because, you know, truth be told, guys, this whole crowdfunding scene, especially, you know, like people are like, oh, you've got, it's most people, I walk into a convention and no one knows who I am because, you know, not that well known. But that's the case with a lot of people, you know. You're always selling to new people, and that's why I'm hitting the con scene like crazy. But it was fun. I hung out with my buddy Zach the whole time. And then Nick Capone was there. Mariano Chapo was there. So I got them to sign, you know, their cover that they did for issue 2. Buzz was there. I hung out with Buzz quite a bit. It was great. It was a damn good time. And I'm really glad that that I can keep doing these cons, and that I'm always, you know, like, it's easy to make back the table cost at these cons. A lot of people go to these cons and they just set up and they go, my book looks good. Why is no one buying it? You have to engage with people constantly, you know? That's the thing. I did shake a lot of hands. And it didn't even dawn on me. And then I was like, wow, this is a perfectly normal thing to do. A lot of handshakes, a lot of assaults. But no, I mean, it was great. You know, it was a really good show. It was the biggest attendance, I think, yet. They had to get a new venue, which I think was like double the size, if I remember correctly. And it was packed. The whole show was packed. I loved it. Yeah, man. Well, so it was me, Buzz, Zach, Nick, Mariano. My letterer was walking around, so that's 5. So it was decent. Not as many as I was hoping were going to be there, but it was still good. Heroes Con was comparable. Heroes Con was, well, Frege didn't work on it. Like he never drew anything for me, but he did the homage. The issue 1 is an homage to Bloodstrike, so he can sign it. And that's how I quantify it. Can they sign it? Okay, they count. Rini was there. Sukesha was there. Bobby was there, of course. So that's really only 4 with Phenomenova. So I guess it was like on par for both cons for who was there. So that was great. But here's the thing, even if that isn't there, it's still good to just go to these shows. And you don't need necessarily anyone else. That's the main thing. Most people don't care about that. They don't really care about variant covers. And I know the irony is not lost to me that I'm doing it for this campaign. But the variant covers are meant to fund the production of the book itself for people that want it. You know, it's a reward as thanks for you helping me bring my vision to life. Here are some things you can get. And then whatever's left over, I could sell at a con for a higher price. That's how I treat my variant covers, you know. And it's worked so far. So we do and then I can make prints of it, you know, and t-shirts of it, which I need to do. I need to start making merch. But I wanted Phenomenova to show up before I made Phenomenova shirts, you know. That was kind of my goal. Yeah. So that's another thing. I want to get out more of the thing is when you go to these shows, like, because I want to move out of New Jersey because I've been here so long, but it's so convenient for cons, man. It really is. To be, you know, because if I move out west, I'm not in driving distance of a lot of cons compared to here. Here I'm driving distance to most cons. Well, not most cons, but to a lot of cons, I should say. It's not the case when you're out there. So I'm also learning to be this. Head on over to West Virginia. I would love to. Is there a con? That's the thing, guys. Send me cons that are in your areas. I'd love to go. I need to figure out. Also, I'm going to see, like, kind of start mapping out where my friends are all over the country because I obviously have friends that are in different areas. And then I could see, like, who I could stay with, whatever it takes to keep costs down and just start selling out wherever. That would be great, man. Like, because like Sammy 3-Pete, he told me, he's like, I'll make sure to come by Detroit. You and Zach will all hang out together. So yeah, that's what I've been doing, is just kind of trying to get to as many cons as I possibly can and do that kind of thing. But anyway, guys, to repeat, we got Phenomenova Issue 3 is going to be on Fund My Comic, followed by Kickstarter. Some great covers there. On top of that, Reapers in Pursuit will be right around the corner. And then after that, if we're lucky, I Can Fix Her. If not, oh well. And I've got some other stuff cooking behind the scenes. Make sure you're following my email list. That is crucial. Make sure you're following my socials. I am going to be posting some of the Reapers in Pursuit stories online for free to generate buzz, and also because I want them out there. And then if you like, because you haven't read my prose writing, so if you like it, you're like, hey, you know, I know a lot of people, like, I don't read a lot of books, although I was reading Lovecraft lately. But I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll try it. And I'd love to do an audiobook version too, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, you know? But yeah, I think I've been going for a while. I want to kind of get some work done. But thank you guys so much. And I'll see you guys soon. And thank you so much. Oh, things that you can expect before the campaign. I'm frustrated because I'm really close to getting a couple pieces done. And then you're going to get a trailer. You're going to get a trailer for Phenomenova Issue 3. That'll come soon. You're going to get... Yeah, what the fuck happened, dude? Like, I checked my phone. Like, what? Like, John got obliterated, right? Like, or not obliterated. It seems like he's fine, but like, it seems like everyone was screaming at John, and he happened to release his Phenomenova review, and someone was like, of all days, now's not a good time, or like, everyone seems to be hating John Douglas. I'm like, what the hell? And then I read the first page of his book, and I'm like, this is like, are people freaking out over this? Like, I've seen much worse writing. This is not bad. I don't know. It seemed like an odd controversy. I don't know if it was quite handshake level dumb. That was probably the dumbest controversy, but it was pretty dumb. You know, it's going to be hard to do a more pointless controversy than the handshake incident. But anyway, guys, thank you so much, and keep an eye out for everything Phenomenova. Save up because we're gonna have some good stuff. Issue 3 is going to be $15 a copy, a cover. So yeah. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I still need a proper outro. But I am going to go ahead and do, what do I want to take from? Shit, I gotta get this figured out, man. This is terrible. All right, we're gonna do this one. We're gonna go out in style.